Hello everybody, nice to see you. And before we start today, let's sing hello to one another. Are you ready? Sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello. Can you clap? Clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello. And then can you wriggle? Wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello. I gave my fingers a good wriggle then. They're going to pick something up now. We're going to look at all sorts of things that are things you can play with today, but they're not toys. They're not the sorts of things that we go to the toy shop to buy or to the toy library to borrow even. These are things that are there all the time, don't cost any money, you don't have to wait till your birthday. And here they are, some stones and some sticks. Sticks and stones to play with. Oh, and you know, if you go to the park or to the seaside, then they're all over the place and you can look for them and make your own little collection. You have to ask your grown-up if it's all right to do that, of course, or you can just play with them in the park and not bring them home with you. When you find stones, there's all sorts. Sometimes you find quite big stones like this with interesting patterns on them, or here's another one with a lovely interesting pattern. It looks a bit like a snake sound. Or you might find one that looks a bit like an animal. I thought this one looked a little bit like a seal. Or maybe you might find one that looks like a bird. This one reminded me of a little duck swimming. Or maybe you could look for ones that have got holes in. Let me see if I can look at this one. Can I see through the hole? Oh yes, I can. There's a hole right the way through. Sort of stone you could put on a string if you wanted to, if you brought that one home. So lots of stones to play with, and I wonder what else we could do with them. We'll have a look, shall we, and see what we could think of to do. Maybe we could hold one in our hand and see if it reminds us of a little tiny animal. Could it be our little pet? Could we give it a little stroke? Do you know, if you've got a pen at home, you could make some eyes and a nose. There, look, can you see this one? I made some little eyes and a little nose. This is my tiny pet one now. I'm going to keep it in my hand and then I'm going to put it in my pocket and I'll be able to feel it there all day long, a little stone pet in my pocket. If you find a really flat, smooth stone, this one, clean, flat and smooth. Again, if you've got a pen at home, you can bring this stone home with you. You could draw a picture on it. Look, I drew a picture of a bird. It's supposed to be a duck swimming in the water. It's got some kisses around it. Little sunshine at the top. You could put that on your windowsill, maybe on the table at home. It could be like a little decoration, an ornament, something nice to look at home. You could give it to somebody maybe. Perhaps you could make one for one of your grown-ups. Lots of different things to do with stones. Another thing I thought of doing was just making lovely patterns with them. Set out a circle for my stones. Pretty, isn't it? And I put one that looked really smooth and flat in the middle. This one down at the bottom, a bit like a heart. And look, this one's got a lovely pattern inside it. I thought that one looked a bit like a sweetie. And there you are. Pattern of stones, some animals, some pictures to draw. Or another lovely thing to do is wash them. If you bring some stones inside, and you ask your grown-up for a bowl of water, you could perhaps put it on the floor so you don't make a mess, or you could do it outside if you've got an outside space. When you wash them, They come up all shiny and smooth. When you take them out to dry again, they look a different colour. It's really interesting. It's a nice thing to do, and it's an easy thing to do that, isn't it? So what about the sticks? What can we do with these sticks that we found? Well, the first thing it made me think of is making pretend food. And, you know, you could make maybe a little fire to cook it on from the sticks. And then maybe you could put some spaghetti on, and perhaps you could have, I think this might be a sausage. Put the sausage on the top to cook. If there's a few leaves around, you could make some salad and some vegetables to go with it. Cook, 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 eat, eat, eat. That's a good game to play. You could take one of your sticks, you could use it to draw with, like a pencil or a crayon. You could draw in some sand or draw on the earth. Or if you were inside and you had some paint, you could dip it in paint to do some drawing. Or in water, you could dip it into some water and draw on one of your stones with it. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Use it to draw with. Sometimes when you find sticks, you find one that reminds you of something. I found this stick and I thought it looked a little bit like a bird, but then does it look like a bird, or does it look like a shark, or is it a dinosaur? Could be all kinds of things when you look at it different ways around. I wonder what it is now. It's a bit like a flag now. So you can pretend all kinds of things. Here's another one I found. Thought this one looked a bit like a person. Some of you might have read that story about Stickman. It's a bit like Stickman too. Look, there's some arms, little gnarly face in the middle. Look, an eye there, big mouth. Lots of things you could do with that one. Of course, you have to be very careful with sticks. And I'm sure your grown-ups wouldn't want you to have very, 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 very big ones, almost like logs, because they can be quite dangerous if you accidentally hurt somebody with them. But little sticks like these are great. I had another idea for something I could make too. I thought about making a little house for some of my people. So here we are. Here's the little house. Oh, little house has just fallen down. You can put your sticks together. You can put them together with a piece of sellotape at the top, or you can just prop them up and the people can be inside their little tent. There they go. It's a good little house to make. And another thing you could do is make perhaps a car park for some of your cars. Here we are, look. Car park. It's got some lines made from pieces of wood and one along the top saying, don't go any further than that, cars. Cars have driven in and parked in the spaces. It's rather a nice pattern too, isn't it? So many different things we can make. I bet you can think of some other things too. Well, what could we sing today? Do we know any songs about sticks and stones? Oh, I know what we could sing. We could pretend it's a cold and frosty morning. We're going to go outside and look for some stones and some sticks. You ready? Outside, put our coats on, do your zip up, zip. Nice and warm, maybe put your hood up too. Let's dance first to warm up a bit before we collect the sticks and stones. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we pick up our stones, pick up our stones, pick up our stones. This is the way we pick up our stones on a cold and frosty morning. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we gather our sticks, gather our sticks, gather our sticks. This is the way we gather our sticks on a cold and frosty morning. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Let's take our sticks and stones home now. And let's watch out of the window while we're washing the stones and see if the sun's coming out. Then maybe we could go out again build one of those little houses and hope it doesn't fall down like Judy's did. Let's see. Oh, yes, sun's coming out. Here she is. The sun has got her hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got her hat on and she's going out to play. The sun has got her hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got her hat on and she's going out to play. Well, there we are. I hope you have fun making some things with sticks and stones. If you make something at home, maybe you could send Claire an email with a photo of it in. Some of the stones that you found or some of the sticks that you found, and we could put them in our newsletter for everyone to see. It's always good when you have new ideas to share them with other people, isn't it? Well, it's time for us to say goodbye now. So goodbye from Claire and Judy in the Toy Library. And see you again soon. Maybe see some of you on Zoom next Tuesday. Okay, let's wave goodbye then. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye. Bye. See you soon.